Alright, welcome back to another Squirrel's Nest budget arena video. And just but quick before we get into the episode, just some context. If you're paying attention to these videos, there's going to be a few days skipped. The ice storm that recently happened at the time that I'm recording this video kind of kept me from recording the videos, which is led to a couple of sad things had to miss, unfortunately. But that's why there's going to be a few days jump here. I really wish I had gotten to record yesterday's and actually the first day that I had to take a break from doing this. So hit gold during the first day, and then on the third day had a sweet play. I wish it got recorded. I was kicking myself that I didn't do it, or at least record it and then upload it the next day or something like that. Uh, but so my opponent had a big creature and a selfless savior. I lined up blocks on the big creature, uh, knowing that they would just sacrifice the selfless savior and do that. I lined up blocks anyway, and I knew this was what I was wanting to do. I lined up blocks as if I was going to do it, putting it in their head that they've got to sacrifice the selfless savior. Then I pull back the blocks, no blocks, let the creature through for damage. They still sacrifice the selfless savior, and I free kill the creature the next turn. So hated that that was missed. It was really sweet. I'm still I still just am regretting that I didn't get that on video. Um, and then like I said, next thing hit gold. There's another exciting thing to that. So with this episode, one thing we're going to be aiming for is gold tier 1. And I think this is like day 10, day 11 of this account. And sure, could have hit platinum faster, but this is just getting 4 wins a day. I think there's like one day where I hit 5 or 6 wins because I just got the wins so fast that I couldn't get the daily done. But nonetheless, looking pretty smooth that platinum will be hit in the first season of this account being made. Um, so with that, there's a daily that was done that if you're playing Magic on a budget like this, I highly recommend you do. If there's ever in your store, there's often days where these are cosmetics from the other day. The store hasn't reset right now. But sometimes they sell packs for cheaper, so most of the time you're spending 1,000 gold on packs. They'll sell them for 500 or 800, something like that. Always take that deal if you are playing on a budget. If you've got a full account where you're spending money and stuff like that, it's not necessary. But when you're doing this, it's absolutely crucial because it's saving you so much if you're spending your gold on cheaper packs. Especially if they're packs that are going to fit in. Like if they're packs that are only good for historic, maybe you don't do that. But if they're packs that are legal and standard, you got to do it. Got to take advantage. That's why I have way more packs than what I was going to have for this episode. But I bought all of them because they had like 5 of them. Uh, okay, it was 4. It was 4 that. Well, I think they had 5 or 6, but I bought 4 of them because it was based on the gold I had at the time, and then I bought 2 other call times, but they were all 500 each, and then I got 2 extra call times. The goal from these packs. So I have a wish list of cards, and if you're building your decks at the time that I'm recording this, like if you're watching this later, obviously it's not applying because there's going to be new sets, things like that. But these are pretty much the cards we're aiming for, and I'm going to go into detail whenever I open these packs and see what gets pulled and stuff like that. These are the cards that I get these cards, they're going to greatly impact the decks. How they play, how good they are, stuff like that. Some of these decks are actually starting to emerge. There's a reason why hitting gold tier 1 so early. Especially with a few, like setting myself to where I'm only winning 4 wins a day. These are the cards that are going to get us there faster. With that, I'm going to go ahead and crack these packs. I will be taking notes of key cards that I pull, so that's why I'll be reaching down, making notes through this. But anyway, we're going to get into this really quick. If like the store gets me another pack, then, well, I can't really buy packs right now. But anyway, start with this Ikoria pack. And we'll also be crafting stuff too. So getting these wild cards are important. Nothing here. Anticipate might go in the deck, but actually I should make a note of that, because Anticipate, while it's not a card I want to play, it is a card that can be played. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, Corset card. So that's another wild card. That's good. Lofty Denial could be played. It's not bad, certainly. Okay. Alright, nothing off the wish list so far. Same here. Oh, Skyclave. That's very good for white. That's a rare. I'm not going to have to craft. Okay, now hitting these Kaldheim packs. Behold is very good. That was a card on the wish list. That was a first card that off these so far that's going to actually be in. Nice. Got a pathway. Okay, also another common, so that's good. It's going to be a lot of things that can be crafted. Here's a rare. Nothing here. Reflections. Okay, last pack. Nothing down here. Blood Sky Massacre. Okay, so that's it for this, for at least the pack openings, but we'll have some things to craft. See what we can do with these decks right quick. So how... Alright, so what we're going to do is look at the wish list first. So I'm going to separate these. Let's see. Okay. Alright, this is going to take just a second. Actually, no. I want to separate these this way. And I don't know, I can't spell Wooberg apparently. Okay. Getting there. Alright, here's where we're at. Okay, so now, got 17 uncommons, so... so gonna get these Faceless Havens, and all these decks are gonna be playing Snow now. Just having these manlands is so important. It's something to do, and it's a colorless spell, so it's gonna impact all the decks. So it's a very important card to craft. It's gonna be what I put my rare wild cards to. Going to be spending... so it's going to be 2 uncommons for each color. Okay. So, let's see. Alright. So looking through these, what's going to be the most impactful uncommon? Definitely getting Ushers is going to be important. So that's going to be the uncommon for this. Okay. For blue... Oh, for blue it's tough. Probably just Frost Augur, because we can play something else instead of Saw It Coming. Frost Augur is really important to try to get that, but... Oh, it's tough. I think Augur is the choice for blue. For the black spells, I think it's no brainer. I think we're going for okay, so this is a card I'm probably only going to play 2 copies of anyway, but it just adds some longevity to the black deck. Red should be pretty simple. Yeah, I don't see any reason why it's not Annex. Alright, and with this, floor's not important. I think it's, yeah, it's pretty safely finishing out the playset of Horn Beetles. It's just a small creature that grows that adds a lot of value to this budget type stuff. Okay, so splitting those up, we're looking at 3 each. So 3 commons that are gonna greatly impact things. So I think with this, I'm gonna do something weird, but it's how I think it'll greatly impact this. So I think I'm gonna get 2 Sentinel's Eyes for white. And then get a third, I believe it's 2 raptors, so I'm going to get a third raptor. And that's how I'm going to spend my 3 on white. With this, well, I've already got 3 of these. I think 3 is fine. I've got some other draw spells I can play instead. Getting Essence Scatter is going to be so important. Because that's a low cost encounter spell that'll actually make blue playable, because right now blue is the color that is the most far behind out of all 5. With this one, I could finish out my Serrated Scorpions because I do have other removal spells. I'm trying to remember exactly how many Scorpions I have. Let's see. I went the wrong way. Serrated Scorpions. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so I'm going to finish out the Scorpions and then use 1 on a Grasp of Darkness. At the time this video is being made, Grasp of Darkness is the best removal spell for black. It actually hits more cards than the other removal spell. That being said, I do have plenty of removal spells. They are playable. It's just Grasp is better. That's why Grasp is on this list, despite the fact that I have a number of removal spells I could play. It's just that good in the format. Going here. Frostbite is very good, but I do have other removal spells. I think... Now, granted, I do think I have 2 Weaselbacks, so I can get 1 Frostbite. And that's where I'm going to go. So it's going to be finishing off the playset of Weaselbacks, and then getting 1 more Frost. Okay, and now finishing off with this. Finishing off here. Starting to collect these is probably the best thing, because it's very good to slow down the game to where I can get my bigger creatures in play. So getting Drouse is going to be very important. And honestly, I think when things are all said and done, I'm pretty sure Drouse is a card that I just want 3 copies of anyway. So what I'm going to do, make a copy of this. Okay. Alright, so this is where I'm going to start getting the Faceless Haven. Going to not be adding any Selfless Saviors, so those are going to need to get replaced by something. Not adding any Garrison Cats. Where am I at on the numbers? So, just adding 2 Sentinel's Eyes. 1 Raptor. 1 raptor, 2 sentinels, 2 ushers, and that. Alright, so that's where that's at. So now it's just replacing 13 spells. Okay, so Guide Mother's not bad. Let's see. Guide Mother's not a bad card to play. Probably going to come back and add some more 1-drops. Let's see. Shepherd of the Flocks are good. These Tacticians are good. Oh, yeah, got this. So that's definitely going to get played. No reason to not. Okay, so just going to find a couple of 1-drops that are playable. Assume just play the one that has lifelink. This can get pumped later in the game, maybe. Alright, so this seems reasonable. Crafting these 3, 2, exactly where we wanted. And then, of course, those. Alright, that'll be the first crafts. Making white a solid deck. Okay, I will rename these later. Let's get this one. Clone. Okay. Okay. So with this, okay, so did not adding any vessels, so that's going to need to be replaced. Finishing out the playset of scorpions, so those can stay. Just adding 1 grasp. Adding 2 dwellers. Already got that, so then just replacing the rest. Okay, I think deadweight's fine. This is okay. Let's see. Rats are probably fine. Two other cards. Go eat. Dirge bat. It's probably good. Alright, so I think this is reasonable. Craft 3 and 2. Exactly where we wanted. Okay. Alright. Just going to give these a simple name. And of course I'm not doing this in order. Okay. Alright. So just naturally pulled one of these. So not going to be making another one. Okay. So 2 augers, so unfortunately don't have a lot of those. Adding 3 essence scatter. Not adding any, saw it coming. Sadly. Not adding any more of those, but do have those. So just finishing out the deck with whatever's playable from here. Lofty's fine, I guess. Adding an op's okay. Sterns are probably fine. This was anticipate. Thought that was Oh, it's because it's at the front. Okay. Now it should appear. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Alright. What seems playable? Hmm. Guess this is good filler for now. Alright. So crafting the rest of this. Okay. So this is gonna be. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Now for red. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and change this. Okay. Whoop. Hello. Alright, so NX was the easy add, finishing off the Weaselbacks, and then adding one more Frostbite, not playing any Chargers. Think that was it? Let me double check this. One Frost. Yeah. Okay, so that's right. Now just filling out the rest of this. Need some 1-drops. Need some shocks to replace those frost. Okay, that's fine. I think this is just the best card to play. Yeah. Seems reasonable. Okay, I think this is where we're at. Craft the rest of this. And now for green. I did that again. Alright. Nothing got pulled. So it's just figuring out exactly where these need to go. Not adding any blizzard brawls. So it's just the horn beetles. So horn beetles and the 3 of those. So not adding these yet. Not adding the tangles. Not adding wilts. Okay, so just filling out spots the rest of the way here. Looking for playables. These are fine. I'm changing these because I don't want to use any cosmetics for this account. I think just playing the rest of my ram throughs are good. Cultivate just to push the mana up. I think there's just some incidental big creatures that are decent. Could play this. Probably fine. Okay. Crafting. Alright. That's it for this. The store has reset, so let's check out what the store is going to have, even though I'm not really going to be able to buy anything yet. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. So, goal is to get 700. I think, yeah, getting the 4 wins will get there. So, cosmetics here. Trying to get this core 21 pack. Maybe pull some more cards that are needed. Okay. Flipping here. So normally I would say flip the one that has the most spells cast in it already. But in this case, there's a white here and a white here, so we want to try to avoid the clash there. So flipping this one is actually going to be the better choice. Okay. So not playing white. You don't want to play black. Oof. So I'm actually trapped here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, because I'm actually trapped in this spot, I'm going to finish this one playing green, and then I can use green and red to finish off getting wins. Alright. 3 wins away from hitting platinum. I said, going to start off with green just to try to get that daily done. And then I'll switch over to whichever deck looks better between green and red. Probably still red, but green certainly has its job. If green wins pretty early on, I'm just going to keep playing it. This seems reasonable. Faceless Haven, Cultivate, Lovestruck Beast to get started early. Lots of ramp. Getting these Beanstalk Giants out on turn 5, probably reasonable. Am I saying? No, it'll be turn 6, but that's not bad. Okay, so don't think I actually want to give a target for this Eidolon, so I'm not actually gonna make this token off Lovestruck Beast. Okay, so this is gonna take Primal Might, I assume. Because I've got the Beanstalk Giants, I would be very shocked if it was okay. For some reason, it's Cultivate. It'd be different if I didn't have the Beanstalk Giants, but alright. So there's probably a good chance that my opponent can get rid of this Drouse. Oof. Yeah, I'm still going to play this Drouse. It's the harder one to kill because that means it has to be the -3/-3 one. Okay. They have Myers Grass. Whereas the 1/1 token dies to everything. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start ramping. And now I'll do this. If my opponent has it, it's fine because next turn I can play Lovestruck Beast and Primal Might. Okay. Okay. Actually, no. I think I'm going to do this. So I can ramp quicker. Okay. So it's 7 mana right now. So I can play these Beanstalk Giants. These Beanstalk Giants will gunk up the board if my opponent doesn't have any removal for them. Okay, this will be close. Or not. Never mind. My opponent has removal. That's game. Alright, I'm still going to give green another chance. See if this pack got anything real quick. There's a Frost Augur, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and make that change real quick. Okay, what was the card I put in? That one? Yeah. Alright. So a cool trick I can do is have one horn beetle, or have both horn beetles in play, pump it with Primal Might, and then get counters on both of them. Any ramp spells are going to be good because it'll get this Thorn Mammoth in play. Give our opponent a hello. Okay, cycling. So there shouldn't be much in the line of removal, but we'll have to try to win this game quickly. I mean, the thing is, as long as the opponent's cycling, there's not really much I'm worried about. Assume there's going to be a cycle here. I mean, there's no threat. They didn't play the pinger. They didn't play a fox, so... I mean, the deck's doing nothing right now, except for getting ready for Zenith, and that's going to be a lot of cycling before just Zenith can kill me, so... Okay. So it skips that part. Okay. Alright. See if the opponent does anything this turn. Like, I'm trying to imagine what my opponent has, because they're just like... I feel like I'm just getting roped here. Like... I do like to give my opponents credit for thinking and stuff like that, because there are a lot of times I spend time in the tank trying to figure out what's going on, and a lot of people probably think I'm roping them, but this is a situation where if you have Fox, you play Fox, you cycle, cycle, cycle. If you have a 2-drop, but you don't have a third land this turn, you cycle trying to get the land. Okay. Now, granted, I will say this, from looking, my opponent hasn't, as far as I can tell, like, shaded over anything, so it could be just a connection problem. And if that's the case, my condolences to my opponent, because I have been there before. It was the exact reason I haven't streamed or played or uploaded videos or anything the past 3 days, so I definitely understand that. Because while it would have been really sweet to have had that selfless savior moment on video, which, like I said, I could have just recorded this, so... But also, at the same time, the past few days, I have had matches where I've been dropped out because of connection problems. Okay, so gotta win there. So I'm gonna give green another go. Basically, I'll give green a go until it gives me 2 losses, and then I'll switch over to red. Not the best logic, but I want to try to show off the decks as much as possible. This is very reasonable. Double Drouse into, well, 1 Drouse into Footsteps, and then play this. If we're playing a very good rogues list, this is probably going to be a challenge. So far it looks like it, because you've got correct land, you've got companion, and double thief. So this is probably out of my league. Okay. Okay. Ruin. Oh, my opponent played the crab before playing land. Ouch. Okay. So need to get... Oof. I need to get that crab off the board. This is tough. Okay. Okay. So I did just buff the Thief Guild. Okay. Yeah, this was never going to be easy. Especially if I'm being outclassed, and it looks like I am. Alright, this isn't bad though. Drouse will get to attack. And that puts me closer to Beanstalk Giant being in play. My opponent attacks, I assume I just let it through, even if my opponent plays the flyer. And if they play Luris and just get back Crab, that's not the worst. Because then I can cast Beanstalk Giant next turn. So I think Luris is actually the best line for me. I was actually going to say a line my opponent could take there that would have been really good is swing with the Thief Guild, or both Thief Guilds, and if I block, then they can get back one off that. Okay, so now my opponent can counter Beanstalk Giant, so there's no reason for me to do that. There's no reason for me to Primal Might, it'll just get countered. So I think... I want to swing just the Drouses. I don't want to swing this. Okay, and if my opponent lines up double, or like double trades, I'm okay with this. Okay. So, seems like my opponent's got a drown. Oof. Okay. But I've got to put my opponent to some kind of pressure, so I think this is the line. Okay, so they don't have drown. Alright. That's good information. No drown, no essence scatter. So the only thing my opponent potentially has is negate. This is... Okay, this is fight, so I can't target Thief Guild. Okay, 0 here, target here. Okay, so my opponent does not have any interaction at all. I'm going to activate this. All 3 swing. Opponent could flash in another Sky Enforcer. Or, okay, I'm thinking completely wrong name. Soaring Thief. Okay. Alright, so just taking out Beanstalk Giant. Alright, need to draw some kind of removal here. Because my opponent will be able to go Lurrus into Thief Guild. And that handles my board pretty well. Okay, Heartless Act, that's fine. So that's what my opponent drew this turn. Okay. And they can trade with this. It's likely what... Oh, okay. Let's do that. That seems good. Let's fight this one. That's going to be it for my turn, but my opponent lost Lurrus, lost the ability to get cards out of the graveyard. Thorn Mammoth is going to be a pain if they can't draw removal. Into the story. Probably not good enough. And somehow going to steal this game. Okay. That's going to make it a game again. But... fight. Okay, that'll take mine out, but it gets that Thief Guild out of the play. I still have Old Growth. Okay. Not easy. That is a nice sweep. My opponent will get double mills off of Ruin Crab. Hopefully this last card is pretty dead. The worst case scenarios are probably like a Drown in the Lock or something like that. Let's go ahead and activate this. Okay. Okay, they have Wind Robber. So my opponent doesn't necessarily have any interaction. Okay, they have to do some blocks. They're gonna block with Wind Robber. That's just easy. Could take the Faceless Haven, because keeping those two in play is important. Wow, my opponent is not sacrificing Wind Robber. That is definitely a mistake, as far as I can tell. Okay, so this is going to get some of my basics out. Got more mana. So, let's see. Should have taken a better look at what was left in my deck. Okay, my opponent's scrying. If this is another end of the story, that's the worst card I could see out of my opponent. Can't swing with Soaring Thief, even if it's a removal spell. Okay, they can steal this. Alright. Okay, that's... Huh. Am I missing something? So just activate Faceless Haven. Got it. Alright, a win away. Okay. Still need 2 more wins for the day. See if green can carry it. I feel like... So I think red is far and away the best deck. White is probably pushing a little bit ahead, but I think it's very close between white and black. I think those are clearly the second and third best deck I'm playing. White is blue is by far the worst. So I think green is definitely 4. So if I'm doing pretty well with green, I feel good about that. But red is by far the closest to being an actual real deck right now. The rest just have good spells. Okay. Don't see any reason why this isn't Horn Beetle. Oh, okay, so this isn't a snow deck because obviously my opponent's not playing those. Let's go with this. Cultivate seems fine. It'll get these cards into play sooner. No swinging Horn Beetle. Okay. So this looks like this is a fairly budget build, basically just throwing cards together as far as I can tell. Could be wrong. Okay, Roost. That's great. I am good. Okay. Definitely want to get, well, actually no. Because I can't cast this Giga yet. Okay, let's activate this. That'll give that a counter so it can swing. So I guess that is the problem with putting Giga. Giga will definitely be the first card I pull whenever I get something better. Because it does clash with these Faceless Havens. It's still not the hardest thing to cast, especially while I have the Dryad. Okay, casting another Roost. Oof. That's gonna be a bunch of Drakes. So it's gonna be like an unsummon? Or are they just reading this? Okay. That's fine. Okay, so I could cast Giga. Could also Beanstalk Giant. Or not Beanstalk. Well, I could. No. Okay, so I think the line I want to do is Footsteps. Activate. Horn Beetle's fine. Just swinging Horn Beetle. And if my opponent wants to double block, that's okay with me. Getting this Mammoth into play is going to be important. So if my opponent's playing any kind of counters, it's going to be tough. That being said, this is a fairly budget deck. I mean, there's no rares or anything. So this is really sweet. I mean, this is a rare. No. Oh no, they played Sundial. Okay. Bubble Snare's good. This is pretty nice. Granted, I think getting double Roost is important to this game being over. Okay, I think that one's really good. Go with this Faceless. Gonna tap it. Play this. Fight one of these. Primal Might. From 0. Fight another one. Okay, so that at least slows down the clock a little bit. No reason to attack. My opponent has more kicker spells, I'm in trouble. Hopefully my opponent's running out of gas here. Otherwise this double roost is gonna get me. As long as I can keep this Thorn Mammoth in play, I've got a shot. But if my opponent like plays a third roost or plays a bubble snare or something, it's gonna be pretty much out of reach at that point. Wow. Okay, that is backbreaking right there. Pretty sure there's no way to come back from that. That's going to take me down to 2. Even if I get a fight spell, they'll still have 3. And that's an 8. That's basically the best fight spell I could have drawn. Because that's going to fight the other one. But my opponent's still going to have enough in play. That's going to take me down to 2 wins away. But I'm still 2 wins away from it, right? Yeah. Alright. Switch over to red right quick. See if I can close this out and hit platinum this episode. Okay. Got some early turn stuff, got Stomp, got Scorch to deal with creatures, hopefully hit a land drop in the next 2 turns. Got a Tech and an Annex. Really, it's just missing land drops to be the only thing. Okay. I'll take a mulligan. Okay. Let's go with Weasel. There's lots of options playing Weasel here. Okay, so opponent's gonna hold up Stomp. Okay, hit the land drop. Perfect. So if my opponent's gonna hold up Stomp, I'm gonna do the same. Alright, so there's temptation to play Stomp on my own creature here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So it'll get rid of their Bone Crusher Giant. It's a little bit of a weird play, but it's an easy way for me to kill this Bone Crusher Giant, basically. While still having mine. Alright. I think I want to get rid of this Rada. And I'll just play a 1/1. Next turn I'll have Tech Giant. I think Tech Giant's going to be really hard for my opponent to beat. Any shock or frostbite would be really good here. Okay, Brushwag means they're playing on a similar level to me. I'll swing this. I think I can take 1 turn of a good brush fire, so I'm fine. Probably not gonna block anything. Just gonna let everything through here. Especially that. Definitely not blocking there. Okay. Another brushwag. That's awesome. I have all 4 people playing brushwag. Okay, so we're definitely going to be exiling cards here. Oof. I've already got a Rimrock. I want to make sure I hit this land drop. Okay, opponent's taking it. That's fine. Drop an Annex. Hold up Scorch. Okay. So if my opponent has a Cleave or pumps Brushwag, because they'll probably just pump it. I can Scorch here. Little bit of a waste of a removal spell, but okay, I'm not punished. Alright. Exile. I will definitely take a shock. I'll use this on brush. Okay. Go with this. That should be an easy clean. Yep. Okay. Went away. And in this situation, I can take a loss and still be a win away. Okay, so I now have the gold to buy that pack. Gotta remember to go into the store and get that. Okay. Can we do this? Good hand on the play. Good hand on the play. This is a reasonable hand on the play. It's not the best. Definitely leading off with this. I've seen much, much worse hands. Okay. Opponent is not gonna block here. There's... Ooh, okay. I should have used the Rimrock Knight there. Okay, I need to draw more removal spells for this game to go my way. Okay. Alright, that's kind of a removal spell. Okay, I think I've just got to pass here. Okay. That's going to be very good. Double Cleric. Oof. Okay. So I have good blockers here. Question is, which is more important? Speaker can get out of control, but it's going to be harder for me to kill this Cleric down the line. Because now this... Okay. Alright. See how much damage my opponent can do this turn. My opponent does not get out of control, which they're missing land drops, so that's helping a tremendous amount. I think if my opponent was hitting land drops, this game would be over. Okay. Now, should be able to just take control of this game. Gonna take that out. Going to pump Terror of the Peaks. Play Rimrock. Take this out. Getting very fortunate that my opponent missed a bunch of land drops. If my opponent misses this land drop, game is over. This is definitely a matchup that was bad for me. Let's go ahead and equip this to Terror. No reason to do that. Go ahead and swing out. If my opponent wants to trade both their creatures for these Rimrocks, that's fine. And I'll have shock for anything else. Okay, opponent's just taking it. That is game then. Woo! Platinum. Here we go. Look at this. Sweet. Platinum with his budget garbage. Alright. Look at this. So sweet. Get to finish this off with a pack. Okay. Obviously don't have any gems, so this is the ad. See if there's anything in this to improve the decks before calling it. Fervor's not bad. This is a card I actually might add. I'm gonna take a quick peek. See if I can add Fervor. Let's see. Okay, Fervor. Is there anything that this card is better than? I think the deck's pretty solid. Probably going to put it in instead of one of these friendships. Fervor's not the best, but it is pretty good. Alright, so Platinum so far. Is Diamond possible? It'll definitely be a climb for 7 days, especially since the competition's going to start getting tougher. But what that does mean, 3 Kaldheim packs and all this gold and 1,000 gold. So basically looking at 4 Kaldheim packs at the end of the season. So it's definitely not something to take lightly. Alright, with that we'll call this one, get ready for the next one. That is huge hitting Platinum right here. Alright, that'll wrap this up. Thank you for watching this Squirrel's Nest video. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel and leave a thumbs up. If you want to be a part of a live stream, come hang out with me on Twitch. Check out the Steamloots page and feel free to throw those on me at the worst possible time. Any comments or ideas you would like to see in video, leave a message in the comments section in Discord or on Twitter. All links will be in the description below. Catch you squirrels later.